Good morning students. In earlier class we discussed what is map, what are types of map, what are key features of map and history of maps. I will revise all these students. At first, what is map? What do we mean by map? Map, representation of earth or part of it on a flat surface called as map. Representation of earth or part of it on a flat surface called as map. A drawing of earth surface whole, either part of it on a flat surface, also called as map. A drawing of earth surface whole or part of it on a flat surface, also called as map. There are so many types of maps. In that I am going to say few types of maps. The first one is political maps. What is political map? These political maps shows about continents, countries, states, districts. Political maps. These maps tells about countries, states, districts, all those. Then physical maps. What are physical maps? Physical maps are maps which shows mountains, rivers, all those. Later we have population map. What is population map? Population map is a map which tells how much population is living in that region, and it also tells how many people are living for a square kilometer. The number of people living for a square kilometer is called as density. The density of population also shown in this population map. So these are three main types of maps. Students, earlier we discussed about maps. Next we discussed about types of maps. Here now I told already. Political map, physical map, population map. In order to understand map, we must know some key features. In order to understand map, we must know some key features. The first feature is direction. There are 8 directions. The first direction is north direction, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. These are 8 directions. According to 8 directions, we can know map. This is the first key feature. When we know about direction, then we can understand about maps. Next one is scale. What is scale? Representation of earth or representation of earth or part of it on a flat surface called as map. In map, scale plays very important role. What is scale? Ratio of original area and represented area called as scale. Ratio of original area and represented area is called as scale. What is use of scale? The use of scale is that, for example, we wanted to represent 10 kilometers of land in a paper. Then we cannot bring 10 kilometers of long paper. Then what we will do? These 10 kilometers of land will be shown in 10 centimeters. This is scale. These two features along with that colors also plays very important role in understanding maps. So these three key features we have to understand well to know more about maps. The first key feature is directions. The second key feature is scale. The third key feature is colors. These three we have to observe when we are reading about map. Students, later we discussed history of maps. We know already, students, the history of the world divided into 3 periods. The history of the world divided into 3 periods. Ancient period, medieval period, modern period. How maps were made from ancient period onward, these will be explained in history. The history of the world explained in 3 periods: ancient period, medieval period and modern period. How maps were made from ancient period onwards, that we are going to say in history of maps. In earlier class we discussed who were the first map makers in the world. Sumerians are the first map makers in the world. How many years ago they made maps? They made maps 4,000 years ago. Where they prepared these maps? They prepared all these maps in clay tablets. What they represented in these clay tablets? In these clay tablets, they represented temple lands income. In Sumeria, the temples are called as ziggurats. The ziggurats land income was represented on the maps. So this is about Sumerians. They made these maps 4,000 years ago. After Sumerians, who made maps? After Sumerians, Babylonians made maps. How many years ago these people made maps? These people made maps against 2600 years ago. They imagined that whole world is a round disc. Inside of the circle, they represented their cities, rivers, all those. Outside of the circle, they represented a bitter river outside of the circle. On that river, they represented 7 triangle islands. This is about Babylonians. After Babylonians, who prepared maps? Greeks. Greeks prepared maps after Babylonians. Famous Greek geographers such as Anaximander, Actus, Herodotus. These people played very important role making maps in Greece. Herodotus, also called as father of history. After Greeks, who prepared maps? Romans prepared maps. Those in ancient times, Romans made so much of trade with other countries. For that purpose, they made several maps. Next, students, we discussed about Ali Darsi, an Arab map maker. Ali Darsi, an Arab map maker. He represented Ali Darsi, an Arab map maker. He represented Arabia in the center of the map, and he shown north part in the south and south part in the north. That is the what he done. And he also shown north part of Africa only. This is about Ali Darsi. Next we discussed about Daminhan. Who is Daminhan? He is a Chinese map maker. Who is Daminhan? He is a Chinese map maker. He made a map in 70 square meters of silk. In that silk cloth, he made old map. Later what we discussed about the world regarding Bible. According to Bible, there are 3 continents in the world. These, according to Bible, there are 3 continents in the world. These 3 continents were surrounded by ocean. According to Bible, they placed Asia on the top of the map. Below they placed Africa and Europe. In Asia only we can find Jerusalem, the birthplace of Jesus Christ. That's why they placed it on the top of the map. These are all topics we discussed in earlier class. These all topics we discussed in earlier class. Now we are going to discuss about Holland. What is Holland? Holland is a country in Europe. This Holland also called with other name as Netherlands. We are going to discuss about Holland. What is Holland? Holland is a country in Europe. Europe continent, it is one of the country. This Holland also called as Netherlands. This Holland also called as Netherlands. The people in Holland speak Dutch language. People in Holland speak Dutch language. So what? In 16th century, this country became a dominant power in sea trade. In 16th century, this country became a dominant power in sea trade. In medieval period, there was no aeroplanes, there was no trains. As a result, people wherever they go, they used to take all goods through their boats and ships. So sea trade became very popular. In 16th century, this Holland became a dominant power in sea trade. Next, in Holland, Gerardus Mercator, called as father of Dutch cartography. Gerardus Mercator, called as father of Dutch cartography. Why he is called as father of Dutch cartography? Because of him only so many advancement and improvements, inventions made in maps. Gerardus Mercator, called as father of Dutch cartography. Why he was called as father of Dutch cartography? Because of him only so many advancement, improvements, inventions in making of maps were made. That's why he is called as father of Dutch cartography. Next, students, I am going to say very important thing which turned the history, the topic, the concept, that is imperialism. What do we mean by imperialism? Imperialism means highest form of capitalism. What do we mean by imperialism? Highest form of capitalism. There is one more definition. That definition is, it is a policy by which colonies occupied and maintained. Imperialism means it is a policy by which colonies occupied and maintained. This played very important. In short form, I will say about imperialism. In Europe, some country people went to Africa, Asia, Australia and Antarctica. Later, they occupied these all continents, and these all continents were ruled according to the welfare of their motherland. This is called imperialism. Some countries in Europe went to Asia, Africa, Australia, Antarctica. Later, those people occupied those continents and ruled according to the welfare of their motherland. It is called imperialism. You know, students all very well. Because of this imperialism only, slavery came into existence. So When they were following imperialism, for that purpose also they made several maps. Clear. Next, part of imperialism we are going to say now about India. We know students, India history also divided into three periods. The first period is ancient period. Second period is medieval period. Third period is modern period. The first period is ancient period. The second period is modern medieval period. The third period is modern period. From 3500 BC to 800 AD called as ancient period. 3500 to 800 AD, that period is called ancient period. 800 AD to 1800 AD period called as medieval period. 1800 AD onwards called as modern period. History of India divided into three periods: ancient period, medieval period, modern period. Ancient period is from 3500 to 800 AD. Medieval period is from 800 AD to 1800 AD. Modern period is 1800 AD onwards. In modern periods, so many Europeans came to India for trade. The first people came to India for trade were Portuguese. The first people who came to India for trade were Portuguese people. Later, Dutch people came. Later, French people came. Finally, Britishers came and they became masters of India. They ruled our country from 1757 to 1947. When our India was, Britishers ruled our India from 1757 to 1947. When our country was under their rule, they also made several maps. First, we are going to say about James Renal. What is his name? James Renal. He was the first person who made survey-based maps in India. James Renal was the first person who made first survey-based maps in India. Next, we are going to say about William Lambton. What he did? William Lambton. What he did? He surveyed from Chennai to Himalayas. When we were under the rule of Britishers, during that period, some Britishers made maps. Regarding them, we are going to discuss now. The first person is James Renal. He was the first person who made first survey-based maps in India. Next, we are going to say about William Lambton. William Lambton, what he did? He surveyed India in those periods from Chennai to Himalayas. Next, we are going to say very, very important person, George Everest. George Everest. Who is George Everest? He was the person who surveyed, who prepared maps, who surveyed the highest peak in Himalayas. He was the person who surveyed the highest peak in Himalayas. Himalayas, you know, student, those are mountains. In that Himalayas, the highest peak is Mount Everest. That Mount Everest was surveyed by him. So, on his name, it is kept as Mount Everest. Clear? George Everest, he was the person who surveyed the highest peak in Himalayas. That's why on his name, it is called as Mount Everest. Next, students, we are going to say about types of maps. Types of map. The first one is thematic map. What is thematic map? Thematic map is a map which shows only one aspect, one particular issue. Thematic map is a map which shows only one aspect, one particular issue. In that types, in thematic maps, we are going to say types. The first one is population maps. Earlier I told already. Population map, they shows how much population is there, how much population density is there. These all were shown in population maps. Next one is physical map. This map shows about mountains, rivers, all those. Next, these all. Next one, next we are going to discuss about conventional symbols. Conventional symbols. What is conventional symbols? Conventional symbols are important symbols on map by which we can get additional information. Conventional symbols are important symbols on map by which we can get additional information. For example, forest we represents with green color, rivers we represent with blue color, mountains we represents with brown color. So these are conventional symbols. Conventional symbols are important symbols on map. Next, students, we are going to say what are uses of maps. Why we have to use maps? Why we have to read maps? That I am going to say now. What are uses of maps? The first usage of map. By maps, we can know that where are mountains in a country. By map, we can know that where are mountains in the country. By map, we can know where are rivers, what are the oceans present in any country. By maps, we can know where are plateaus. By maps, we can know where are forests. These all things can be known by maps. You know, in maps, PO means post office, PS means police station. These all will be represented. So these all are uses of maps. By maps, we can know where are mountains. By maps, we can know where are forests. By maps, we can know where are plateaus. We can know where is police station, where is post office. These all are uses of maps. Student, next I am going to say about counter lines. Counter lines. Counter lines. Next I am going to say what are counter lines. Counter lines are lines which joins places with common features. Counter lines are lines which joins places with common features. Counter lines are lines which joins places with common features. When these counter lines are very far, it says that there is gentle slope. When these counter lines are far, it says that there is gentle slope. When these counter lines are very close, it represents that there is steep slope. Okay, one more time I am going to say contour lines. What is contour lines? These are lines which joins places with equal height. Contour lines are lines which joins places with common features. When these contour lines are very far, it represents that there is gentle slope. When these contour lines are very close, it says that there is steep slope. So these contour lines also plays very important role. Clear? Next, I am going to say about atlas. What is atlas? Group of maps. Atlas is a group of maps. In this atlas, they can show about world map, they can show about country map, they can show about country. All maps are represented in atlas. A group of maps called as atlas. Next I am going to say color codes used to represent land cover and land use in maps. Color codes used to represent the land cover and land use in maps. Different colors which are used for different purposes in maps. Now I am going to say different colors used in maps for different purposes. That I am going to say. The first one, dark green, which represents forest. In map, forests are represented with dark green color. Dark green colors. We know forest trees, so many are in abundance. Next, light green. This light green represents grasslands. In grasslands also several types are there. Temperate grassland, tropical grasslands means in some areas. Next, light green is represented with grasslands where grass is grown. These grasslands are so many types. The first one, temperate grasslands, where the grass grows up to 4 meters of height. Tropical grasslands, where the grass grows very low height. These are types of grasslands. So, light green is used to represent grasslands. Next, students, I am going to say dark gray. Dark gray represents mountains. Light gray represents hills. Mountains are highest peaks, hills are lowest. Dark gray is used to represent the mountains, light gray is used to represent the hills. Next, dark blue used to represent oceans, light blue used to represent rivers. White color represents the place where minerals are found. Minerals, we know, metallic mineral, non-metallic mineral, fuel mineral, these all are types of minerals. White is the color which represents where places where minerals are found. Students, we know what are types of mineral. Metallic mineral, non-metallic mineral, fuel mineral, these all will be represented with white color. Next, black color used to represent boundaries of state, boundaries of country, boundaries of districts. This is for